have been poofing into existence once again. Today we are playing Genso Manège, which is a demo for a upcoming Otome game that I'm actually really excited for because all the characters have really cute designs and look really pretty. And I also just love cute romance stories, so I'm excited to see what it's like. So we're gonna give the demo a try today, and I love the main girl, this design too. I like when my main character has pink or blonde hair a lot. Why? I'm not sure. Speaking of, okay, no, I need to change my hair color. There we go, we're matching for today, look at us. So I'll just go with Emma. Yes. That is quite fine with me. Prologue, preface. I'm excited to see what this is like. I'm looking forward to the upcoming game. It's part of the Steam's Next Fest demos, which is really neat. The sky was gray. Snow fell from the clouds like porcelain crystals from a dull curtain. Frost covered the park, coating its already still attractions in frozen silvery sheets. This is quite appropriate now that we're, you know, getting nearer to like the holiday season, like Christmas and stuff. And winter. Where there was once smiles and tears, silence now reigned. Save for a few souls, that is. Why are you doing this? This is robbery, you have no right. I think you'll find that we do. Ignore them, proceed. Yes, sir. Stop it. Stop it, this is all we have. Tell him. You'll find no sympathy from me, son. Like, that's his father? The man drew a gun. Enough of this. Or else he's just calling him son as like a term, but I'm not sure which. He pulled the trigger. There is a flash, then smoke coiled out from a barrel. A bullet sped toward the fallen young man, only to collide with something else entirely. That something let out a shrill whine as the bullet bore into it. There was another brighter flash of light, one of blinding intensity. For a split second, everything was white. And then darkness. Can you hear me? Answer me, please. Someone was shouting. Please, just say something. I can't lose you too. You have to open your eyes. Emma! Do we try to save the day, I guess? And I think we failed. It was all a dream. I jolted awake. I found myself in my room, rays of the morning sun poking through the curtains. The aroma of freshly bloomed violets drifted through the slightly ajar window. Something ran down my cheek. I reached up to touch it and felt something wet. Tears. I'm crying, but why? The dull winter sky flashed across my mind. The image was faint, close to vanishing like smoke in the wind. Still, I knew it was the place I dreamed of. I can't remember much, but it couldn't have been a very good dream. Why else would I be crying? Tears of happiness. Emma, you up? A knock came at my door, pulling me out of my trance. I glanced at the clock on my bedside table. It was well past time to get out of bed. Yeah, sorry, Arnold. I'll get changed and have breakfast ready soon. Relax, it's already done. Take your time. Oh. Well, thank you. Whatever I might have said, embarrassment stole the words from my mouth. I can't believe I slept through one of my only jobs. I'm really, really sorry. Finally managing to squeeze out an apology, I hurriedly dressed myself. Once I came downstairs, I found food for 3 waiting at the table. The comforting scent of freshly baked baguettes enticed a growl from my stomach. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Madam Alice. I'm sorry I slept in so late this morning. Do I have you to thank for breakfast? Don't be ridiculous. Arnott put down his food, stood up, and pulled out my chair for me. Thank you. Don't mention it. I should have waited for you. Oh, that's okay. I took a seat along with the baguette. Several colorful fruits adorned the table. I told him I'd prepare breakfast, but the boy just wouldn't budge. I'm hardly clumsy enough to burn a simple baguette. And yet you always manage to surprise me. No, that's just not true, isn't it, Emma? I lost you on the rumors of searching for an answer. I'd seen Madame Alice's attempts at cooking before. Well, calling it cooking would have been generous. I can't exactly blame Arnott for stopping her, but at least she's trying. You're putting him on the spot, Mom. I am not. You make me sound like such a villain. Haha. This was very much a common spectacle with these two. The Vincents and their little antics are part of everyday life for me. It's been 7 whole years since I moved in with them. Until I was 10, I had lived in Paris with my family, but after nearly drowning in the Seine River, I lost most of my memories. My father lost his life during the incident since my mother had already passed due to illness. I became an orphan. That was when the Vincents took me in. We, including Arnott's father, Daniel, had stayed in Paris for some time. 6 years ago, though, Arnaud, his mother, and I moved here to Blanchebourg. The shock had put me in a precarious mental state, so the change to a smaller, quieter town was likely for my sake. They never said as much, but I knew. Monsieur Daniel stayed behind on account of his work. I hope he's well. I haven't seen him in a long time. Emma, try this jam. A coworker gave it to me and it's some great stuff. Okay, I'll try some on my baguette. I spread the strawberry jam on the bread and took a bite. A perfect balance of sweet and sour filled my mouth. You're right, this is delicious. Arnaud gave me a wide smile. Wanna wash it down with some coffee? Allow me. I'll get it, you keep eating. He stood up and walked over to the kitchen. 7 whole years and Arnaud still as kind as ever. Ever since I'd lost my family, he'd become a constant in my life, a friend, and a pillar of support. Well, that's sweet. After cleaning up breakfast, I followed Arnaud out to see him off to work. It was a beautiful day with clear skies and just the right amount of sun. Vibrant flowers that decorated the road swayed in the breeze. Something happened this morning? Oh, why'd you ask? You never sleep and I thought you might be sick or something. I like the fashion. The hat and like the big jacket. Arnaud suddenly stopped and peered at me. No, it's not that. I just had a strange dream, it's all. I don't remember much, but I know it was sad. Restless night then, huh? You read a scary story before bed? It was about a witch and it wasn't scary. The witch saved a girl from being bullied and turned her into a princess. You realize you're in the minority thinking witches aren't scary, right? Well, this one wasn't and I'm not either. Okay. He prodded my head with his finger. People fear things they don't understand, whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. Wait, so we're a witch? Whoa, we're a witch, we have powers, let's go! Oh, oops, I didn't mean to open the menu, but... Yeah, because she said that I'm not either, so... It's good that they know, I know. Not like anyone would believe me. How would I convince them? Cast a spell? It wasn't just my memories I'd lost 7 years ago. I'd lost my magic too. All that practice I'd done with my mother as a child was gone to waste. I wonder where that star necklace went. My mother and I had matching necklaces. Not only had it helped to control and regulate my magic, but it also reminded me who I was, where I came from. But it vanished during the accident 7 years ago. Do we need to find it again? Witches are all but extinct thanks to cultural persecution in Huns 4 centuries ago. My mother was the only one I knew other than myself. Despite that, our dark history still lingered. Most people weren't fond of beings like me. My parents had made sure to impress something upon me, though. Magic was a force for good. My mother, at least, had been a kind and caring witch, so I chose to believe in her. I believed in him as well. Who was that boy anyway? I can hardly remember. The guy from the dream, maybe? All I could recall was that he'd been very important to me, although I wasn't sure of that either. Anyway, I should get going. I'll be back a bit late today. Investigating somewhere far off again? Is he a detective? Arnold was a reporter for a local newspaper. He had to travel often for work. Well, yes, it's close enough. Far enough that I'll need to bike at least. I nearly forgot. He produced a flyer from his pocket. You hear about this at traveling amusement parks in town. You like this kind of thing, don't you? Yes, I love amusement parks. An amusement park in Blankborg? I practically leaped for the flyer and read its contents. La Foire de Rêve is here. Children and adults alike are invited to come and have the time of their dreams. Visit us from April 1st to June 30th. A map marked their location. They were in a forest near the outskirts of town. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I do like amusement parks, but I'll sit this one out. I don't earn my keep like you do. Oh please, how many women do you know who have jobs? Housework counts as earning your keep just fine. I won't force you or anything, but really, you should go if you want to. Well, that's nice that he's not putting pressure. He ruffled my hair. Hey, let me know how it is if you check it out. Could make it for a good article. Anyway, I'm off. Stay safe. Arnold hopped on his bike and sped off to the office. An amusement park here of all places. I placed the flyer on my desk and picked up my music box. After I'd wound up the key, I replaced it on the dresser and watched the horses spin as music began to play. The pastel tops turned, glass gems twinkling in the sunlight. A kaleidoscope of colors reflected off of them, whisking me away into a world of fantasy. This little merry-go-round, this manigay, was all I had left of my father. I was rather fond of it. It reminded me of the manigay in my favorite picture book, Revere Don Manigay? I don't know. Manigay. Something like that. My father had been an engineer for amusement parks, so we'd often visit them to admire his work. My fascination had begun there. Unfortunately, I was told I'd received this particular trinket 7 years ago. I have no memory of it personally. Still, memory or not, I'd always treasure it, and I always would. Maybe I will visit that amusement park. Arnold had offered after all, and I genuinely wanted to go. Alright, chores first. With a renewed sense of motivation, I set about my daily tasks. I finished my work around midday when the sun was high and left home. Following the map marked on the flyer, I sauntered through town. When are we going to the amusement park? I want to go too. Everybody wants to go. I couldn't help but grin at the rowdy children. It wasn't every day such events occurred around here, so I empathized with their excitement. Absolutely not. They say those people have something to do with the Hamelin phenomenon. The what? What's Hamelin? She's just making it up because she doesn't want to spend money. Why? The family turned the corner and promptly left earshot. What's the Hamelin phenomenon? Was she really making that up? The question hung in my mind, but I continued on my way to the forest. Mysterious. As the buildings and bustle faded, the trees grew thicker. Birds chirped atop their branches, and squirrels scurried from limb to limb. The tranquility was contagious. What sort of amusement park is it, I wonder? My heart pounded in anticipation. I took a moment to breathe and calm my nerves before continuing. Gotta prepare for this amusement park. It's a big deal. Wow. There it proudly stood right at the mouth of the forest. A pastel gate gave way to a large fountain around which numerous lovely attractions were centered. Even from afar, their craftsmanship was something to behold. I couldn't take my eyes away. The entire affair looked like something straight out of a toy box. I could have sworn I just walked into a picture book. It's also charming. I'd never seen a park like this. It looks even better close up, you know? I turned to the voice. A girl stood there. Her star-dappled uniform seemed plucked from the same whimsical story as the park itself. A world of dreams is only a ticket away. One adult, I assume? Yes, please. She baited us in. I timidly paid the woman for my ticket. Even on tearaway parts, a little star. That's so cute. That is really cute. I do like the setting. I found another smile sneaking onto my face. The staff lady smiled back, tearing off the stub and handing me the rest. She punctuated the transaction with a wink. Welcome to the Reveille, the traveling amusement park. We hope you have the time of your dreams. The girl gestured for me to enter. I passed through the gates with bated breath. Yay, amusement park time! My eyes were drawn at once to the fountain, thoughts buzzing as to how they traveled with such a thing. Elephants which blew bubbles and sprayed water adorned the circumference. Children frolicked about, reaching out for the bubbles. I love bubbles too. Something smells good. Where could it be coming from? The scent caused me to turn my gaze towards the many stalls set up on the right. Upon closer inspection, they were selling all manner of deviously tempting sweets, from gaufres and pretzels to sugared fruits and cookies. Cookies! Warm sandwiches, snacks, ball games, and other diversions also lined the counters. Something about these stalls feels off, though. I approached them to investigate. Oh, to my surprise, the booths were being manned by puppets. Perhaps that wasn't the right word. They were automated puppet machines, known as automatons. Welcome, your order, please. Oh, they look kinda cute. One gaufre coming right up. The automatrons addressed and attended to the customer with pre-recorded phrases. Incredible, machines with jobs. Is there a problem with the automatons? A tall man in uniform suddenly approached me. I knew at once he must have been with the park. This knowledge didn't make his gaze feel any less intimidating, though, or me any less like a frog in the sight of a hungry snake. No, I've just never seen one before. I see. Vast as the rule may be, we are the only park to include automatons among our workforce. Your surprise is warranted. Rest assured, however, they are functioning as specified. The man said nothing more. He simply turned on his heels and left. He didn't seem very amused for an amusement park employee. I shook off the awkwardness and returned to browsing the stalls. Cheers suddenly erupted from the fountain. Maybe there's a show going on. I should go look. I headed towards the hubbub, only to find a young man putting on a performance. Merci, you're too kind. But the show's just getting started. You folks ready for some real juggling? You there in the front, what's your favorite fruit? I like apples. Apples, eh? Like this one right here? The boy produced an apple in his hand, seemingly out of thin air. Whoa! Now you in the back, what's your least favorite vegetable? He proceeded to materialize an apple, a radish, a mushroom, and a strawberry, which he then began to juggle. The colorfully mismatched ensemble flew through the air and back into his hand with ease. He improvised all of that? The crowd only continued to go. Oh, I can't see. I should probably move, there's plenty more to explore. I offered my spot to the boy behind me and weaved my way back out of the crowd. Thanks, lady. Politely wishing the child a good show, I soon escaped the fountain area. Next on my list was the area to the left with the teacups. What is that? A costumed mascot of sorts strolled by the line of guests waiting for the ride. The lemon-colored, droopy-eared rabbit wore the same uniform as the others and carried a flag with the parts and kicked me out. On my beat, everyone. Oh, it's so cute! Kinda hope it's a real bunny. The rabbit began clapping and soon the guests followed suit. On rhythm, he started to move, jump, and spin around the lines of people. I could just barely make out a star pattern on the suit beneath his uniform. So cute. Thanks everyone, the line should get moving soon, so make sure to watch the person in front of you. With a wave of his flag, the rabbit left the guests. He looked this way and that. Eventually our gazes met. The glittering peridot-colored eyes fixed on mine. Hey there, have you been to see the Manège? You have a Manège? The Reveille's most famous attraction is just back there, so go take a look. Thank you, I will. The rabbit bowed, waved his little hand, then sauntered over to more guests. I wonder what it's like. Merry-go-rounds at his Manèges varied a lot from park to park. I'm definitely not saying that word right. I was curious to see this one how compared to my father's music box. If it's as popular as the rabbit says, I've got to see it. I set out on the path he directed me toward. The sun was beginning to set, dyeing the scenery in the golden tint. A pastel top and an array of colorful horses spun before me. Decorative glass gems twinkled in the sunlight. It can't be. I was awestruck. This Manège was the splitting image of the one my father had made. Is this what he modeled the music box after? I never knew it was based on something. I came to a stop and the riders alighted. My feet carried me forward all on their own. We're hopping on. Every detail is spot on. It's my music box. It's like I'm seeing double. I reached my hand out to touch it. The cold metal chilled my fingers. Wait, why is it getting warmer? It happened before I could react. A blinding light flashed from it. What? Before I knew it, everything went white. The light had swallowed everything. I couldn't keep my eyes open. My heart pounded in my ears. Heat seethed inside me. What's happening? And then the heat vanished. Carefully, slowly I opened my eyes. The light was gone too. Suspicious. I scanned the area out of pure confusion, but answers eluded me. Did I imagine all that? Other guests exchanged looks and tilted their heads. What just happened? Part of some performance, maybe? Evidently, I hadn't. The guests stared at it for a while before they lost interest and left. I should back away before it starts moving again. Just hop on. I was to pry away from the ride. That's when I heard the footsteps. Emma? My heart nearly leapt out of my chest. I slowly turned around. There was a man in a pale purple-hued suit and shoulder piece. I thought I'd never see you again. Is this the boy we remember, but we don't remember him? Did he not know we were safe? Behind his stark white hair, he wore a complicated expression. He thought he'd never see me again? I never met this man in my life. And you are? It's me, Hugo. Don't you remember? I suppose it has been 7 long years. So he is the boy that we must have saved. Maybe that's what the dream was of, us saving him long ago? Oh, my chest tightened. I'm sorry, but I don't remember much from back then. I explained the incident in the river and about my amnesia. I'm sorry. He frowned for a moment, but was soon replaced with a kind smile. You've nothing to be sorry for, mademoiselle. Would you allow me to redo my introduction? Mademoiselle. Please. My name is Hugo. I'm the director here at La Forêt du Réveil. Oh, he is the director. So you run things here? I've certainly worked my way up since my days as a grunt 7 years ago. He winked playfully. Did you know my father by any chance? Florent was his name. He was an engineer. I'm sorry to say I never had the pleasure. I was only ever acquainted with you, Emma. I see. Considering the uncanny similarities between this Manège and my music box, my hopes have been somewhat high. Say, that little display with the Manège, it was you who created that light, yes? Well, I didn't have the first clue. To claim responsibility for it felt inaccurate, to say the least. I apologize for touching the machinery, but I'm not sure what happened exactly. He offered a gentle smile. This isn't an interrogation, I assure you. I simply had a favor to ask. What do you mean? After glancing side to side, he leaned in and brought his voice down to a whisper. You're a witch, are you not? He knows. I quickly drew back. People fear things they don't understand, whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. Arnold's words from earlier echoed in my head. No one can know, no one can find out. If this is an accusation, then you're sorely mistaken. I refuted him as firmly as I could. Monster Hugo appeared dejected. Well, he already knows we have magic. That's not the reaction I expected. I understand your wariness, but you're the only hope we have left. You see, everyone who works here is trapped. Bound to the park by magic. Oh, wait, that's spooky. Wait, that's so spooky. It's powerful magic that we have no means of resisting. So they just have no choice? You can save us. You have that power. I don't know what to say. Right, I realize I must sound like a madman right now. He grinned, although only barely this time. He seemed earnest to me, so I didn't think he was playing some sort of trick. But trapped in an amusement park, he can't possibly think I can just believe that. He can't know what I am. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. A bell chimed, sounding the closing of the park and drowning out my words. People began funneling towards the entrance. I should be going. Wait, there's something you should see. Huh? He grabbed my hand before allowing me to answer. He didn't pull, though. He simply guided me as a gentleman would. Gotta specify. Gotta specify that he wasn't, like, dragging her. We left the place and passed by a number of attractions. I'm trying my best to avoid saying that word in any sentence. Before long, we'd arrived back at the fountain. It seemed what he wanted to show me wasn't inside the park itself. Once he'd made certain that all the guests had left, Monster Hugo passed through the gate. We were alone. Everyone had surely gone home by now. It was quiet, not even birds filled the silence. I continued on the road back to town, never letting go of my hand. Excuse me, where are we going? Nowhere. Not me, anyway. We stopped. Monsieur? I looked up at him as he unbuttoned his collar. A pale white circle glowed around his neck. Is that a chain? The light took the form of a collar. Attached to it was an ephemeral chain leading back into the park. So they are literally trapped. This is the magic binding us here to this very amusement park. I don't believe it. Magically trapped within an amusement park. It shouldn't have been possible, but here I was faced with reality. I couldn't deny what lay before my eyes. How did this happen? A witch cast a spell. I'm very fond of amusement parks, so I do quite enjoy my life here. However, years upon years of bondage do begin to wear on one. Everyone's trapped like this, not just you. That's correct. He nodded, but magic is a force for good. I thought there were no bad witches. I find it hard to believe a witch would do this. Witches aren't supposed to be evil. Indeed, they aren't. What happened here was an accident of sorts. An accident? I was reminded once again of the Seine River. I lost a lot that day, even if I didn't remember what exactly they'd been. In addition to my father and the power I nurtured with my mother, I'd also lost an entire year's worth of memories. The people of the river had surely lost things themselves. They would continue to lose things so long as they remained captives. Are you okay, Am I? I hope I haven't frightened you. No, I'm okay. Thank goodness. I've said what I needed to say. This was all I wanted you to see. He stepped back and the collar and chain vanished in an instant. After a short breath, the director faced me once again. Allow me to repeat my previous question. You are a witch, are you not? People fear things they don't understand. His words came to me again. Monster Hugo said witches aren't evil. If he believes that, then maybe. I took a deep breath, fingers trembling. I am a witch. Sigh of relief left his lips. That took courage. Thank you. This means a lot to me. But I haven't been able to use magic for 7 years now. I'm not much of anything without that. He remained unfazed. That's perfectly fine. Slumber's within you. We wouldn't have seen that light if it wasn't there. That was magic? Most likely. I wager your own power reacts to the magic within the park. Now the favor I would ask of you. He clapped his hands together. Emma, would you join our staff? I want to use this opportunity to awaken your magic. Me work at the Reve? With compensation, of course. We'll get paid. I was speechless. I do love amusement parks. They remind me of that. It's not that I'm opposed exactly. I just... need time to think, I take it? The pressure was at once alleviated. Yes, I would need to speak with people back home before making a decision. I couldn't go agreeing to such things without at least consulting with the Vincents first. I understand. I will wait for your answer. When you have it, find me here. I'll leave the gate open for you. Thank you. I will end off here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. 3, 2, 1, poofos.